If you weren't my wife, I would have sinned from lust. Like, you lustful fine. Like, what is going on?
And I only buy from certain stores. Because if I can't wear the smaller size in your store, then I don't. I hate these stores that say, oh, this is this size. And if it's like a 4 in other stores, I'm like, no.
That's not the right.
That's not you. I don't buy from you.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the bigger numbers. No.
I get it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Living Outlandish. I'm Michael Outland.
And I'm Jody.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You ready for another show?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so we wanted to do something a little different tonight.
Oh, boy.
I was talking to some of our friends and said, hey, talking about, the different episodes and what they've kind of entailed. And for the most part, we've been somewhat agreeable. We still disagree on, you stalked me, but it's okay. We can go off that. But there are some things that we just don't agree on.
Okay.
And so I wanted to more so have a conversation about how do we deal and kind of navigate those moments where there's stuff that come up that we don't agree on, that we can't come to some common agreement, but we're able to still navigate a phenomenal relationship in spite of our difference of opinion.
Okay.
Right? Because I know there's a lot of marriages, there's a lot of people who are dating and they're looking at somebody they're dating who they have a staunch difference of mindset with, and they're like, is this the red flag I was looking for, and should I walk away? Right? There are some things that are like that, right? There are some things that lines that you shouldn't cross, that hey, we don't agree on that, and so we should walk away. But for the most part, we've been able to navigate, those things that we may or may not agree with, but we also understand that it's necessary to not allow the smallest of things of disagreement to kind of to mess up a good thing, right?
So are we doing red flags or things that are definite? If you don't agree, then walk the other way, or just
well, let's start off small.
Okay.
Let's talk about with us, right? It's like, so what are some of the things that we have disagreed on, and kind of the better part of how do we navigate past it? Like, what are some of the tools that we use to get it past it? Now, there's some that you're going to hear a term tonight that she don't like, and it is what it is. But I used to use that a lot.
A lot.
We don't use that as much anymore. But so now we're healthier as far as how we deal with those differences. These, I think, right? Yeah. I would say so. Yeah. So let's kind of start it off. We went through an election season, and there is while we believe similarly as far as the who, right, or or where we should place our vote, right? We don't need to go through that on here. But where we differ is the how we express who we want to vote for, and the level of verbose conversations around. She's like, no, it's not the levels. I don't like talking about it at all.
It's one of those things you don't talk about.
Well, but okay, so where'd that come from?
I want to say I was raised that way, but I don't even think I was. I think I heard it growing up, but I realized it when I got to the workplace.
Okay.
And you're like, no, this is not a place to discuss that.
But I agree with that. So I agree with leaving it out of the workspace, unless, and there are some caveats. There are some people that I have a really, really good relationship at work with that we've, through, I don't even know how we got on it, to like early on in our relationship, we became very known that we were aligned in how we thought. Yeah. And so I'll talk to those people about it, right? But for the most part, I 100% agree with you on hey, that's just not something we should talk about. Especially me as a leader of the office, and having people that I'm able to shepherd and kind of lead in that way. I don't want to put anybody in a bad compromising situation, make them feel like I did a disciplinary action based off how they vote or how they think I vote. So that's one of the things. You're 100% right. Workplace, not the place.
But I don't know. It was a saying when I want to say maybe high school. It's like you don't discuss religion, sex, politics.
I like talking about all of them. Like
not in mixed company.
Like those are the things that I'm most passionate about. Like those are the three things that I'm like make up the world.
And I feel like not every time, but when I steer away from that, there's problems.
What do you mean? Like when you
with
have
friends
those conversations
and mixed company, it's like, yep, shouldn't have crossed that line on every single front, and definitely online. Like I just feel like it's new. It's just nope.
I do believe there is a line of where we should and should not cross. Over the years, there have been, different, elections, right? From a political aspect. And there were some that got, we got just downright dirty. And I got in the mud. Right, just jumped all the way head first.
Followed that rule.
Head first in the mud.
Don't engage. Don't communicate.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't.
But there is the other side where, right, like this past one, where I had my thoughts and I had conversations, but I required that the conversations be more educated, right, and be less personal, but more along the line of facts. And if we can't align there, then it's okay. We've met the line where we don't cross. We don't have the conversation anymore because now we're not going to get to a place of slinging mud. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I'm at the point. Just don't discuss it.
Yeah. Like we were at
a dinner that night, and it came up, and I was like, nope, gonna leave the table. I'm leaving the table. I'll come back when you finish. We're in the hot tub that night. Nope, not discussing it.
Yeah.
The hot tub that night, politics came up, religion came up.
None by me. Just want to say, none by me.
And I was like, out of here.
Yeah.
Like I'd go sit in the hot bath before I sit in the hot tub and discuss politics or religion again.
I get it. But the thing about it is, I think, so this cycle, there was a line that you preferred I not cross, and like I know for a minute I was very kind of taken aback. You
were kind of pissed.
I was when it came to putting out a sign in the yard to show where I lined and show where we, if you will, were aligned from the aspect, and you were.
Like, just keep it to yourself. Cast your vote. Move on. That's the way the system was designed. Like, you don't have to paint your body and do all the things so everybody knows. Just go vote.
So I agree with the essence of that's how it was originally designed. But after Bird, when he and my Hamilton fans started his political kind of wanting to get into office and going against Jefferson and actually going out and advocating for himself and actually going on campaign for himself. It started there as far as choosing alliance and then kind of talking about it and then getting other people, go knocking on doors, go make phone calls to get other people and educate people in the way they, not necessarily where they should vote, right? You can't talk anybody into voting, but you can educate people on their thought process being right or indifferent to yours, right? And so that's kind of always been my thought of, I don't want to argue about it because arguing doesn't do anything. If I'm arguing about it, you're not listening to me. You're not hearing me. You're making your point. But if I can sit down and have an educated conversation with you, one or two things can happen. You can enlighten me on something, or I can enlighten you on something. the problem lies when no one is willing to be enlightened, right? And again, other election cycles that has happened, and I've refused to have those conversations. Like I'm not arguing. Like you're not going to make me argue with you. Like I'm going to laugh before I start arguing. This is funny, right? But I'm never going to shy away. I don't say never. I don't normally shy away from conversations that bring it up. But you, even in the act of, hey, we're having a religious conversation, you're like, why did it, like, unless we are amongst people that,
not even just amongst, if you're with people that are listening, or you feel like, okay, God put me in this room at this moment to try to figure out where the one is, or there's somebody that we need to be reaching or testifying to, great. But to just be sitting up having good old debate conversation where everyone is so passionate about it, it's going to turn into something that we don't want. So why even go there?
I can understand, right? I can definitely understand. I feel like every room I walk into, it is my job to be that essence of who Christ is.
Okay.
Right? No.
But you can be that by show.
I mean communication. I mean communicating. If you want to have, if you want the conversation, I'm here for it. Like that's one of those, and I even think better more than politics. That's one of those conversations that, if you want, and again, I don't think you've ever ask me not to. You've removed yourself. Like politics, you've said, hey, can you
shut
you please
your mouth?
But from a religious aspect, I don't recall you ever saying stop, right?
Because I don't know what's been placed in your heart. I don't know who you're talking to, what the assignment is. So.
Yeah, and if they're engaged, now again, I'm not going to argue. That's just not who I am. It used to be. I used to be a little hothead, right? And you gonna listen. You gonna learn today, right? But I'm not that way anymore. But I want to talk about, so let's go bounce back just a tad, because I think it's really good as far as how we dealt with it, even in spite of our very different point of view, talking about the sign. You said no, you really didn't want it, but we were at an event where both parties were, right? And we go, I get a sign, and I am in my mind thinking, okay, put it up. But because of your thoughts about it, even though I bought the sign, I put it in the garage, and I think about it more, and I come to realize this is one of those moments where it's not me. This is one of those moments where if we're having a conversation and I'm the person having the conversation, I'm the person with the point of view, I'm the person that can suffer the consequences based off of me and who I am, that's one thing. But when we place a sign out in our yard and take a stance, it's not, hey, that's Michael's sign. You can't just say, hey, Michael is voting for, or Michael believes this person should be, right? It is this is our house. This is our family.
Yeah.
I need to lean on, okay, what is best for the family and our relationship. So I didn't put it up.
Oh, so I didn't put it up. Thank you.
Like there's other ways. Like and while we disagree on, and still disagree on the amount of conversation, I've even if you're around, if you are in a situation where it's going to make you uncomfortable, we're in your group of friends, where they're not just yours.
I'm
but
like, they're gonna be mad at you when
no,
they hear that.
No, not them. But no, there are some where they are
your friends.
No,
too.
I'm not talking about them, because I talk to them.
Yeah.
Regardless, if you and you know who you are, like that's my dude. We disagree, but we can have conversation, right? So you there, hey, you like you did, you removed yourself, right? But there's other people that are that you more are friends with, and I'm like, I'm here in more so support for you. I don't need my view heard or talk. Now, if you ask me, I may say, one or two things: give my opinion, or I say I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do in this company, right? And I do realize that there's times where it shouldn't be brought up. I was in a conversation, we're grouping me in. We all went out on a guys outing. There was different thought processes, and one of the men was not one of those that could be educated or wanted to be educated, wanted to be or wanted to give education. He didn't want to inspire or enlighten anybody. His thing was, if you vote that way, you should be lined up and shot. And then he started throwing racial slurs out, right? And so it was. I knew then, okay, there are certain companies that if we don't have that relationship, we probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's where you've educated me in some areas, and there's some things again we won't ever agree on probably, right? But we can deal with them.
And we're
differently.
still talking about it.
Yeah. I guess you said you're very passionate about that. Okay, what is something else? What is something else that we disagree on?
A big one was when Trinity could wear a bikini. Just wasn't that crucial to me. It's still covering up everything. Like, do I think? I mean, 5, 6, no. Like, cover her skin. But like, she's going to wear one when she's in 7th grade. And it was last year. She was like, Daddy, can I wear a bikini? And
no.
I was like,
That's joking.
And whatever response you gave, I don't remember what it was, but whatever it was, she was even more mortified, and she started crying more. And I was like, remember. It's not this serious.
But it wasn't last year. That was because she got to wear it last year.
Yeah.
It was I think she was 5th grade.
Okay.
And wanted to wear one, and I am somewhat. We talk about the roots and the fruits. There is a root within me from a person who was introduced to sex too early, right, in my life, and it created a false sense of what sex was and should be and how it should be in a relationship. And so my mind that thought process of body and what the body represents and all that, it stems from that root. Yeah. And that's one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to pass that DNA or that mindset or that to my children. And I know that a lot of it is more so a trigger, more so past trauma that I'm dealing with, that I have passed, that I'm trying not to pass on, but I'm passing on something in a different manner of, to kind of overly cover up, right? And I was raised Church of God in Christ, where if women wore red lipstick and if you wore pants, you were a harlot. That is not the case. You got pants on tonight and you are. Have I told you how beautiful you are tonight?
Well, thank you. I thought you was going to go somewhere else. Clean it up.
Yeah, well, that's later.
And the other thing that I think we argued over early on was our way of disciplining them. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm more of a screamer. Yell at you in the morning. You're like, babe, they're trying to get ready for school. Like, you're yelling. They're going to have a bad day. I don't care.
Get your crap together. Everybody needs to get there. And I'm like, okay, we have to talk. Which I'll say is good. So I don't know if we agree on that anymore, but I had that was a hard sell to like, hey babe, we don't need to do that in the mornings. Like we gotta, like you just gave them every level of stress right before they have to leave and go to school and go, like, I'm about to holler at you, threaten your life 3-4 times, and then I want you to go sit down and get some education. Like, this ain't working. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared, and I got to go to work, and I'm stressed until lunchtime. Like, so.
But I've done so much better.
So much better. But we differ,
yeah.
right? And the beautiful part about it is, we were at a place in our marriage in our relationship where we could have a conversation. So even though your thing was, no, these badass kids get up in the morning and don't listen, try to sleep in too long, won't get off the toilet, and I'm like, you are right. They are acting up. Let's educate them. Let's talk to them. Tell them why we need to do what we do. Now, now they trying to. Now we to the place where like, hey, parents, y'all need to hurry up, get out of bed. Like how things have changed, right? It's because we educated them. We had a conversation together, got on the same page, and then we took that conversation to them. But we didn't agree on how we were doing it for a while, but we were willing to talk about it.
That's true,
right? Another thing that we. Oh, can we? Your cutoff game. You will cut somebody off.
Oh,
in a minute. Like if you you will like what I don't like you no more, and guess what? Cut you off. I'm like and like you don't even look back. Like y'all been friends for 20 years and they did one thing and you're like, you're dead to me. It's like you're part of the mafia. You know what I'm saying? You know you are not dead to me. like first off, how do you cut off somebody like that? Like I still don't know how to do that. Maybe I'm too friendly. I don't know.
That's the problem. What do you mean? How do I do it?
How do you get to a place where somebody does something and you just like, you know what? That was the one thing that
I know I need to work on it because it's not Christ-like. I already know. However, if you're going to be lying on me, if you lie on me, you're done.
That's
redemption.
That is a
end of story.
Like, do not pass go.
I don't care
do
who
not
you
collect $200. You do not turn back. Like I've known you to like even like I don't want to say little white lie, but but even like small stuff.
If you lie on me, I will try not to stab you, and then I have nothing else to say to you. And whatever you think that I know about you, yep, it's yep.
You used to have a term, like a phrase.
Lie. If you lie, you'll steal. You'll cheat. If something like that.
I think it was if you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll cheat. If you cheat, you'll kill. And I was like, end
of story.
That escalated very quickly. Like they went from a liar to a killer, that's just that fast.
Yes, and if you lie about something stupid, like I can understand you saying something and then regretting that you said it.
And accountability is a big thing.
And then just say, never mind, I shouldn't have said that, or can you please not tell anybody else because I didn't mean it the way it came across. But to act like you didn't say it and I'm making it up, done, dead. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Because I am a person of receipts and I have a good memory. So, and whatever I say is what I say. You don't have to like it. And I don't sugarcoat things a lot.
You do not.
So I said what I said. It may not be a good something. And I'm generally going to come at me like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah. My bad. But
yeah, we won't say who, right? We won't say who, unless you go to Patreon, and then we might tell you over there.
Boy.
But there was one of my family members that lied on you, and the cut like, babe, that's still my family. I don't care. I don't deal with them anymore. I don't. They lied. They lied on me,
and it was a close one.
Yeah, and you're like, no, from this day moving forward,
she can't come to the house.
I'm done. Like, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Can never enter our house again. I agreed. That one I agreed with because there was
the lie was outrageous.
The lie was beyond the lie on me was more so outrageous, and I was outrageous. But it also started we started thinking about other lies that we thought were true in the past. We were like, oh crap. Like this could get very bad. So I understood that one, but it was still, they were very close, right? They were very, very close. And it was a hard cutoff.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
What it is.
I want you more. So I tell my kids all the time, I will cut them off.
Friends too. I
have gotten there. If I will cut you off if it's between you and my wife. Just FYI. That's just what it is.
And unfortunately, I've taught the kids that too. If one of your friends lies on you, not a friend.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Yeah, we had somebody that lied on one of our children early on in life, and the person is trying to get back in their life, and they're still having a hard time. I'm like, that was like 5 years ago. They're a better person now. Let them back in. Let them back in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
But because
I can't do that.
it
I
deals
can't
with
do
building
that.
trust. But I don't understand how you can. Like, why would you let somebody just continue to lie on you and abuse you? And then like people that
Because people mess up.
try to use me. I don't. And also no, these are keywords of people that you don't keep near you.
Oh boy.
Must be nice. Somebody said it to you. Cut them off.
What? How do you have terms for cutoff? Like, what does that mean?
I wish my so and so was like Michael. Cut off. Oh, does Michael have a brother? Cut off.
These are not cutoff terms. Like
They are.
Like why? I don't
These
understand. It's like, hey, you did really well. You got a nice husband. I would like a nice husband. I don't want your husband, but I want.
Of course you have
Husband
something
adjacent.
from that store because you get to do everything. Cut off.
It's not cutoff worthy. These are people that look up to you and they're like, hey, I appreciate.
Has that proven to be right?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
I was just
All
trying to
right.
throw that out there. It's not. It's that some of those individuals have been jealous, and it has not worked. But I believe in giving people multiple chances.
I do
now,
too.
And so we agree on this.
Multiple chances unless you lie. If you lie on me, this is one stop go. Next.
But we agree. Hey, we can forgive you, and still not give you access to us.
True.
Like that is, hey, if y'all don't get anything else from this particular episode, I want you to get that and get that in your spirit. Just because forgiveness is for the person, right? Forgiveness for you, and I'm going to forgive you because I'm not going to harbor that hate in my heart. So I'm going to forgive you, but I don't have to give you access to me anymore.
And the other thing that's an immediate cutoff is if you try to attack my character and get other people to perceive that I'm who you think I am, cut off.
Maybe that is who you are. Just joking.
Yep, because you could literally say 100. You could say one true thing about me and get people to hate me.
This is
but
true.
You'd rather go and say 10
You
lies.
rather lie. Yeah.
Done.
That's yeah. I get it. I understand
So
it.
then why wouldn't you cut them off? I don't understand.
Because I don't know.
Because you're more Christ-like than me. We've discussed this.
Listen.
You got a little bit more Jesus in you than I do, and
I don't think
that's
that
why
has
we had
anything to
such
do
a
with
hard time with the church, because you got way more Jesus in you than I do in me. Because I'm not gonna sit here and let you talk to me crazy because I'm a first lady. That's not a thing. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me how to wear my hair. You can't tell me what nail color I can wear. You can't tell me how I can dress. I'm like, I'm sorry. Maybe you should direct that energy to Michael. And then by the time I got an attitude and it's like, she really needs to go to first lady class. Maybe.
She was like, all jokes aside, you was like, listen, the Lord called him. He didn't call me. I could still cuss you out. I'm like, bae, you can't say that. Like,
Or like the member that came into our house and she was yelling at me, trying to reprimand me. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just come?
yeah.
That's not gonna work out well. That's not gonna work out.
You put
for
somebody
you.
out of the house. You put them out.
She yelled at me and she thought I was gonna sit there and be like, okay, nope. Bye.
I get it. Like there are certain ones that I get, but there's certain where I'm like, hey, we can still speak to these people. We can still,
I speak to people sometimes, even though I don't entertain them.
sometimes we'll say very infrequent. Very infrequent.
If I am put in a situation where I have to,
Yeah.
like we're in court or something, I have to answer the question. If they're asking the questions in
they're the lawyer.
court, I have to speak to them. But other than that, you just get a look like
you will walk smooth by somebody and not care.
and they'll be speaking to me.
That is crazy to me. Like,
You've been reported. They've reported that back to you.
yeah,
I
they
spoke
have.
to your wife and she didn't say anything to me. Oh. You were there. Sorry, I didn't see you. Because they don't exist to me. It's like a ghost.
Well, I guess everybody has their thing, and
Yours
that's
is you're too nice.
I'm not too nice, but I'm a person that believes in give multiple chances. I just believe people they are eligible for forgiveness because they have the ability
I
to
agree.
change.
And I believe when people show you who they are, take it at face value and move on.
Hey, I get it. I get it 100%. My only thing is, like, when is that line? Like, when have you ever, like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have cut that person off. I say, me. I broke up with you. I apologize. I said it. I broke up with you.
And by the grace of God, I didn't cut you off.
And you allow me back in. So I guess you can do it sometimes.
I've done it one time.
Let's finish this conversation on the other side of the break. Hey guys, if you've not yet subscribed to this podcast, question, what are you waiting on? Hey, hit subscribe now. Also, join us on Patreon for exclusive content. Follow us on social media at Living Outlandish. Also, make sure you join our mailing list for updates and newsletters. Just in case you forget, everything is here in the description below. Hey, stay connected with Living Outlandish Pod. See you soon. Hey, we're back. So we're going to pick it up where we left off.
So I'll let you back in. And you were like the one and only person, and you hadn't messed up. But
some
days you be on thin ice.
But think about that. We were dating. I broke up with you. I say it right that time. And then I baby please, I won't do it no more. I went there, right?
Had to beg, crawl,
beg and plead, but I got back in. We dated for another 2 years, and we've been married for 16.
Yep.
I think you can let more than just me back.
Mm-mm. I've tried. I tried to let people back in. They don't be acting right. But it's a different relationship.
It is.
Yeah.
And I still mess up, and you still forgive me.
I'll be looking at the insurance policy.
Wow. Dang.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I just believe
better
that,
count your blessings.
Well, thank you. I do. I thank God. And I do know that it's different when it is a marriage, right? And there's things that you have to do. I just I don't think it's a more spiritual thing, because your prayer goes sometime further than mine, right? but I think it's more so as a minister, as a leader, right, in sales, and as just a natural people person, I think I have a heart for people, and I have a heart to, I even gravitate to the broken sometimes to try to help them be better than they currently are.
Yeah.
And sometimes, but sometimes it's detrimental, right? And so I think that's more so because of our differences, because of our thought patterns are different. We have different expectation of outcome, right?
True.
You see today, you messed up today. I almost said something else. You messed up today, but
I can see further out. I just don't feel that.
Like, it's not your job.
Not even that. Just, I stick with, once you show me who you are, you're not finna change. So
yeah, they say leopard can't change their spots.
Can't.
Okay.
We can continue to agree to
disagree.
Next.
So another thing, I wanted to kind of go back in time. We're over it, right? Because age has come in, but I know a lot of people deal with this, and they're probably dealing with it today. We talked about it at different time, but how the discipline between my son, when he used to come, and I think that we had a real big discrepancy when we had the kids, right, and we had our babies together.
Yeah.
The difference of my level of discipline for him.
You're non-existent. Like, he got away with everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I was just like, better get this kid under control.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big thing.
Yeah, it was in hindsight 2020, right? Monday morning quarterbacking, if you will. I can say I didn't do a good job of disciplining him well and making sure he had the proper set of boundaries while he was here. And even, truth be told, our kids didn't have great boundaries while he was here, right? I don't want to discipline nobody. I want everybody to have a great time, and then we can get back to discipline once he leave.
No, you discipline our kids, but not him.
You think so?
Yeah. And they were little.
If you get them right early, then they get a little act right in their life, right?
Yeah. So I think that was part of the issue. And I'm like, I'm sorry, your son doesn't walk on water, so he gets in trouble like everybody else.
Yeah, I get, but it was I don't know, and I can't explain it, right? I don't know. I know why, right? I wanted him to have fun. I wanted him to love, and I wanted him to want to come back. I didn't get him often, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get him a lot of times, and so I was just trying to make the time we had together great, and not have any discipline in not have any discipline, but
Basically.
not focus on the discipline.
He just wanted to do all fun activities. It's like, okay, we have a budget. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to not spend this for 3 months. And then he'd come and you'd be like, yeah, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to eat out. And it's like, I'm sorry. If I'm on a budget, guess who else is on a budget? We all eating at home. We all doing the same things.
We were saving so when he came. Not joking.
Yeah, no.
That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case.
I know. So that was hard. And then just, I don't know, even agreement to what he could have and what he couldn't.
Yeah.
You were like, buy him the world while he's here. Nope. Bring that back in. And it wasn't that I was being a bad person or malicious or didn't want him to have. It's like,
we couldn't afford it.
We're not blowing money just to be blowing money.
I was blind to the kid and wanting him to want to come back, right? Yeah. And trying to buy him back, right? That's what it was, and it was wrong. Like it was like now today, I know it was wrong. I don't know. I really don't know what could have snapped me out of it in that season.
Nothing. Nothing. It was just if I said anything, it was a pure argument. And I'm just like, why are we out charging shoes that we don't have money for? What are you doing?
Yeah. It was bad. And if I can give advice, like, because I didn't do great at it, guys. Ladies, if you're in the same situation, right, where your kid is not with you all the time, I didn't do great at it, and it almost rocked our marriage, right? Not to place a divorce, but we had to go to counseling. Like we had to talk about it, because I didn't do it well, and I almost saw you as the enemy at times, right? Almost saw you as the bad person of who you like. Maybe you
You're gonna say maybe your mom was right.
No, God, no, not at all. Sorry, that you was not supposed to say that. No, but maybe like because he wasn't your biological child. I'm like, well, like can you love him fully? Like can you be able to be there for him?
Yeah.
And like after having long conversation, the question was yes. Like you had that love for him, and your thing is, yeah, I love him enough to discipline him. Like I want him to be a great human. I want him to produce in the world in the future. I don't want you to screw up this kid by letting him believe that
and being his friend.
Yeah, like that. Like
you're not his friend.
You're not his friend. You're his dad. And it took me a minute to like, oh, yeah, you're right. That I am his father, and I do need to. And I think the other part was I didn't believe he's not getting that level of discipline with his mom, right? And so I'm like, he only gets that level of discipline when I'm here. When he's here, he's not gonna want to come back, right? Yeah. So that was my process. And your thought was, no, if you give it to him here, even though he's not getting it there, right? At least he's getting it here. Mm-hmm. And so it took. I did not like it. I'm not gonna lie. But I listened, right? And ish.
After a while,
it took a while. It took a long time. So what else? Anything else that we just vehemently differ on?
Very much that we argue about often.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh boy, what did it?
My body image issues.
Oh yes. Oh my, like that's a hard one for me.
It is.
Like that one probably. So for those of you who don't know, like my wife has her view of her body and I have my view of her body. I think she is.
Well, but I suffer from a disorder and you don't understand it.
I don't, because you're so beautiful. Like you are like amazingly beautiful. And you're like, but I'm not. And I'm like, yes, you are. Like you are hot. Like hot.
But as a person who has had multiple weight loss surgeries and plastic surgeries, I suffer from body dysmorphia. I still order clothes too big. I'm just very fat and overweight, and I need to fix it. So I weigh every morning.
Every single unless I hide.
He hides my scale, then it's an argument. If he hides my scale, we don't get along. And on the trip, I was gonna buy a scale to take, and you were like, "If you take a scale on this vacation, we are not going." I know. So I didn't.
I'm not able to say budget on vacation. You're not able to take a scale on vacation.
But the minute we got back from vacation and I got home and I saw how much I had gained, I was like, okay. So I ate cabbage soup for a few days. I tried to go into just protein shakes because I was like, I just can't.
Yeah, and I think a lot of women suffer from like how they see themselves versus how the world sees them. Even some guys, right? Let's be real. Even some guys suffer from that. And somebody who, yes, I believe I'm way bigger than I used to be. But I've always thought, okay, if I want to lose weight, I can just go do a little bit and go figure it out, right? Just get my fat butt in the gym. But
and mind you, I'm bothered by my body, but not enough to work out yet.
Not enough,
But I'm gonna get there.
It's kind of like my studying with the pillow, with the book under the pillow when I was back in high school.
Get there. Lord,
I dream about this weight falling off.
Lord, please make me skinny. I pray about my weight every day.
But you eat well, like you. I mean, I say well. I was take that back. You eat better than most.
Because I do minimum sugar. The carbs are my love right now. So like. Ooh, crunchy chips and bread and butter and pasta and potatoes. Those are my things.
I get it. I'm okay with, but because I love you the way you are, and I love you. I've loved you at every stage of weight, when you weight gain, weight loss, like no matter where you've been, I've loved you and appreciated everything about you. Like I've dated 17 different women in one marriage, right? Some of it is more mental than anything. but it's been beautiful, and I've not disliked any of it, right?
But
it's
me.
I get it, but my thing is for you to not see what I see is difficult for me. And then I'm like, okay, and as a guy, like we are fixers by nature, right? So it's difficult for me to not be able to help you, right? Not be able to encourage you. To see the beauty, like girl, you fine.
Because there are days where you're not mad at me, but you're just frustrated because I'm crying or upset, and you're like, "What is it?" I'm like, "The scale." You're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sick of this scale."
I'm like, "Girl, you so fine. Like if you wasn't my wife, I would have sinned from lust. Like you lustful fine. Like what is going on?"
And I only buy from certain stores. Because if I can't wear the smaller size in your store, then I don't. I hate these stores that say, "Oh, this is this size," and if it's like a 4 in other stores, I'm like, "No,
that's not the right.
That's not you. I don't buy from you."
Yeah,
I don't want to see the bigger numbers. No.
I get it. I don't understand. Like, and we will probably forever
never agree on it.
Never agree on that. But I don't understand how you can see yourself any different. We talked about another thing. We talked about church earlier. I want to make sure everybody knows that's not why the church closed. Right? That is not why
the church did not close because I have RBF.
No. And we will probably do an episode on like the church stuff.
Or RBP.
Yeah. What's RBP?
You've never heard of RBP?
No.
Do you know what RBF is?
Yes.
Okay. So resting bleep personality.
Your whole personality. God dang. There are times. They're like, what is wrong with your wife? She's going through it right now. she don't feel like being bothered, just leave her be.
Because people think that I am, but I'm not a people person.
You are not.
I really don't like people.
Like we both, it's crazy. We both found out a term this year. We handle it differently, but we are like you say you're an introvert. I think you're more so what I found out, I should say, an ambivert, where we can be on, like we're in front of people, we're on, and then once that battery dies,
I come home and get on the couch and don't be bothered.
Me alone, like, and I think it's what worked well for us because we both are like, okay, my social battery is dead. I don't want to talk. I just want to sit here, watch TV, and not say anything.
And my friends will be texting me like, hello, where's Jody? I'm like, I'm in the bathtub. I've been here for the last 4 hours. I don't plan on being bothered. And then I get out the bathtub and I go to the bed for another 3 hours. And I'm like, oh, my phone's going off. I should respond to some messages. Like I had 99 text messages today. I was like, oops. Hope it wasn't anything
99
important.
problems. But a text ain't one. Is that, yeah. But I get
try.
it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's hard, but with the church, we did when we closed it. It was right before, not right before, but it was a year before COVID.
I don't know if it was a full year.
It wasn't a full year. We ended up coming out of it, and the Lord let us transition it, and we didn't know why God said close it. Like we didn't know what that was about, and we get down to it, and a little less than a year later, boom, COVID happened. The world, we were in a school at the time. The world shuts down. Thank God. Yes, we wouldn't know. We would have had to immediately make some decisions of how we go
with the nonprofit,
like with a nonprofit. So the Lord knew what He was doing in setting it up. It was all Him, none of us. But it wasn't because you didn't like people or didn't like the
RBP.
Church. You didn't like the fact that I tried to, because I wasn't great. Like I wasn't a healthy pastor. Let's be real. Because I tried to emulate what I saw. And I never took vacation. One time I did. That Sunday was horrible. So I was like, I'm not doing that again. Now we over vacation.
I don't.
We do. We over vacation. Yeah, we do.
We healthy vacation.
Nobody should vacation 6 times in 1 year. That's just.
But we don't.
You holiday. You go full.
You consider things a vacation. That's another disagreement. You consider things vacation. That's not. It's just.
What's not like what?
Going over to Dallas and spending the weekend is not vacation.
Okay, that's a staycation.
No, it's merely a weekend out.
They call it staycation. It has a Asian on the end.
I cut them off.
See,
I don't like that.
See, you be cutting people off. Like you just be.
I don't listen to they.
You don't even know who they are. You
just cut them off.
You just cut them off.
I don't listen to they.
Are they blocked in your phone now?
Yep. I don't take that talk track. I don't know who they is. They're cut off.
I'm sorry. Well, let's stay on. I will get off vacations, but I do want to stay on churches though, because we recently transitioned from a church, and we won't go into details. If you are friends, call us, right? But we disagreed on the when to leave.
No, I told you a year before you were ready. Not when you were, not before you. I told
before
you a year
before
received it. I said, hey, no, and you were like, that's odd because I'm not getting that from God. I was like, okay, I'll just go when I want to and do.
I don't want to
when I want to. And then I'm like, we're still going. We're still here and still here. And you were like, I prayed about it. This is where we're going to be. So get it together. So I got it together.
You did.
But then when the kids started being like, well, one of our kids was like, so do I have to go this Sunday? I was like, yep, we got to go because Dad prayed.
But I will say, you do really well with allowing me as the man and the head of the house to go to God in seasons of either transition or in seasons of stay, right? Lord, what do we need to do? And I think, I think we needed to make some transition? I knew I felt it. I felt that it would.
And it was almost a year after I requested.
Yeah, but I was like, but he hadn't said yet. He hadn't said yet. Like there, something has us held here. He hadn't said yet. We got some of our best friends and then God said, "Okay, now it's time."
Yeah.
Like it was weird. It was,
and I'm definitely a no new friends type person.
you are, but I love the fact that you like, okay, I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to yield, to you talking to God in this, hey, relationships.
And I encourage the kids to stay active, stay in it, do all the things.
Because God had a plan. Like he had a active plan. Hey, y'all can't leave until these people enter the door. Y'all build a relationship, and then once that happened, I will release you. But until then,
and our kids are close.
And we didn't know why he was making us stay. Thank God he did, and thank God we listened. But you did a wonderful job in, you're the head of the house. You're the man.
And encourage.
I don't agree.
Like, go to practice, do all the things, stay engaged.
Yeah.
But also just let me do what I'm doing.
I love it.
And our kids love the friends we made too. And, I mean, and they walked away, no regrets. I think Trenton every now, he's not a friend of change.
Yeah, not
so
at all.
He's like, okay, but
even he toward the end was like, oh yeah, that's foul. Like he didn't like some of the, and again, the Lord,
because they're old enough now to like
we can see.
People think that kids don't know and don't receive things, but they're like little sponges. They just sit and watch and absorb and see everything. Yeah. And then at the moment that you squeeze, they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. Yep.
Yeah, I get it. And even now in our searching for a new church home and a covering,
they're very vocal.
Very vocal. We try to do our best in, hey, let's debrief after service, what you like, what you not like. And there's times where in just, not to say disagreement, but there's things that I'm more need of, and you're like, it ain't that crucial, right? I'm like, the sound system sucked, and you're like, really? I'm a musician. I'm a music guy, and if it sounds dead in here, I can't do this every Sunday, right? Like the pastor is dry. I cannot do this every Sunday. I just can't do it. What are we doing? Like you're like, it's not that crucial. We can have different things. The kids will
do that too. Trying to be like, no.
Like, nah, we're not doing this. Great word, but the Bueller is a Bueller. We're not doing this, right? And you're like, babe, it's not that crucial. It's not that crucial. So we're gonna get off that because I'm probably made somebody mad. They're like, we visited our church. Yep, didn't like it. Not coming back.
That's not nice. Don't say that.
So where what else do we disagree on?
I am not a big fan of you always being so jokish.
Ooh.
And I'm like, please, I need you to be serious in this moment.
I do. Yeah, I struggle with that.
It's not a joke. It's not making funny, haha.
I don't know if that's if that's like a stress relief, or is that like is it one of those things that, if you can, I don't know. I don't know what it make like my thing is, if we do this in our communication. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't give it more than 5 minutes. Yeah. That's kind of our rule in arguments. I think I take that rule with me just in life, walking. Like, just like, if it ain't going, like, I'm not going to care in 5 years. Let's just make fun of it. Like, and I know it's not the right thing to do. I get it.
In 5 years, will you really care if I go and spend $5,000 tomorrow?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's probably on a credit card, and
it's just money. No, I don't do it on credit card.
That's true. But yes, it will. It will matter because it's spending habits. Like, it's spending habits. See, it's not just a one-time spend.
So then your jokes in 5 years they will matter because it's a personality flaw. See this?
I meant whatever I'm laughing about. I get that making jokes about something especially if it's irritating, could be an issue, right? And that could be the thing that matters in 5 years. I was more so explaining why I do it from the sense of, okay, we're just gonna make fun of it, have some fun with this nonsense.
I get it.
Just because I don't like to give weight to stuff that don't matter.
It doesn't make me want to choke you less.
This is true.
Especially in front of the kids.
This is true. Yeah. Yeah. And some things I'm like, it ain't that. And we differ on what we view as, I won't say important, but like worthy, right? I'm like, why are you mad at that? Like, and so that some of it is I don't even understand.
Why are you letting that bother you? Really? Wow. Die.
Like, it's like I don't like, because okay, we disagree on that. Like, you will let things get under your skin that I'm like, even like people.
But that's a women men.
You think so?
Type thing, yeah.
Because I like there's certain people will do certain things or say certain things, and I'm like, if you know the reference, you know who you are, and I'm like, walk away. It's fine. I don't care. Like, I'm not giving you two more. Like, you are not worthy, and I'm sorry if that was offensive, me saying that. If you think you're supposed to make me mad, whoever is it in the world, there's only one person. Maybe my kids. I'll be real, but I am covenant tied to you, right? Like, if you think you can, like, if you're going to try to, hey, my job is to offend you, right? Please call my name first. I don't get offended. Like, I'm just not, like, there's one person that I don't deal with. Like, there's one person that I just do not deal with. They stay in the neighborhood. They know who they are. Like, you said that why are we offended by the N-word? I don't like, and why are we on a high pedestal, put ourselves on a high pedestal, because we should be okay with being called that. I don't deal with that person. I don't deal with that person. But there's only one person. Everybody else in the world, like, and I've forgiven him. I had no access. But everybody else, I'm like, I'm not emotionally tied to you at all. I don't care. But we disagree on that, right? You're like, why did you speak to that person? Because they're a person. Like, I don't care.
And you're like, why didn't you speak?
I'm like,
they spoke.
Like, they spoke. Like, go and speak back. Like, you're like, no, I will speak with these hands if they, like, I will give them a hallelujah wave with the, if you will, right? It's like I don't get it.
That's me trying.
Flipping somebody off is not trying.
I haven't flipped anybody off.
Well, emotionally, like you cuss somebody out with eyes in a minute. Like, I can tell, like, your eyes say a lot. See, right, just right. Hope they zoom in on that. I'm gonna have to make sure the editor zooms in on that at that moment right there, because it's one of those where you're like, whoo, okay. And then the Lord will put you in a situation to make you be around people, and I just start laughing. Like, and you're like, why are you laughing? Because it's funny. Like, you're having to be in the room with these people, and you're like, oh,
gagging.
Like, I cannot stand you right now. It's fine.
But that doesn't bother me so much.
Yeah.
Because I'm always in the room with people.
All the time. Yeah. It's just funny.
It's more funny to me that they focus more on me when I'm in the room than I do on them, which is just a thing. Is she gonna
be there? Why does it matter? Like
that was childish. A text.
That was a text message. You're childish. You're like, I'm not going to do anything. You're
okay. Back to the topic.
So, what do we disagree on? What else do we disagree on? I'll give one that I think, like, most guys, when we cook, we like to be in the moment, and we like to cook fully. And like, when I'm grilling, like, I think the seasoning I should be engulfed in the seasoning. It should be all around me.
We can tell it's all on the counter, the floor, the sink,
like
the patio.
I just want it just, and you're like,
all the dishes are dirty. And like, how do you dirty all the dishes in one kitchen making one meal? And I can make 10 meals and use half dishes that you use.
Listen, you're not using enough dishes. That's a you problem. Like, I just think you, like, the fact that so we got dishes to use, and you're like, I just don't want to use dishes. But we got a bunch of pots and pans. Why are we using the same pot and pan?
Because I think about who's gonna have to wash them.
Okay.
and how much the dishwasher can hold.
See, I don't mind hand washing. And you're like, we we are no longer in those days where we have to hand wash.
Sometimes you just leave them though.
Okay, that's not often. That's if I'm grilling and if it's a long day, it takes 16 hours for me to do a brisket. That's a good maybe
enough
18
time for you to wash
side.
dishes in between.
We disagree on that.
But you've been cooking inside and literally will get into a TV show or somebody come by and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. And then you eat, then you go sit out back, and then before I know it, the night's over and you're going to bed. And I wake up and I'm like, wow, never want you to cook dinner again.
I just think that you're not appreciating how much love I put into that meal.
Next. The other subject that we had an issue, which is brief, was Christmas gifts. I did not agree on Trinity receiving a purse that cost the price that you paid.
Okay.
And I did not agree with the scooter that you chose to get Trenton, but I don't feel like I was heard. You were like, let that boy be a boy. No kid that likes to hop curbs in a scooter needs one that goes 50 miles an hour.
We disagree on that. Well, listen, if one, we've not always had money to do it,
True.
right? And we've not always been in a position to where we could. And so when that's the case, right, you do want to. Now, I don't want to ever spoil them and give them more than what they. And sometimes I do overdo that because I didn't always have, right. And so sometimes I want them to have what I didn't have, and we kind of go overboard with that. Okay, I get it. I go overboard with that. But I never want them to feel as though, now I don't want them to ever feel like it's just, and stuff is just given to them, but they are really amazing kids. And so you're like, hey, I want to make sure that they get what they like, they get what they deserve from the state of, they're really, really good.
And an argument is that you'll be at work, heaven forbid he splits his neck open, and I'll be caring for the kid.
Oh, he's really good. I'll
take him to the doctor.
He's really good. Got him a motorcycle helmet and everything. Like he's really good. Well, hey guys, while our thing is, you won't always agree, right? You won't always. It won't be roses and daffodils, and we can laugh about it now. But there's been some knockdown drag-outs that just didn't make sense, and we argued about them. But at the end of the day, what we looked at is what's the best decision for us and our family, and how can we communicate in a way that we can stay in love with each other and be okay.
Yeah.
Right? We love each other, love through it, and by doing so, we love each other enough to communicate, educate, grow from it.
Yeah.
But whatever we do it together.
Yep.
She's like, I wasn't together on that motorcycle. Hey guys, until next time, we'll see you around. Thank you for watching.